Hi everybody, Rochelle Jones, Grief Recovery. I'm in my garage, my makeshift office while everyone's home for the moment. But I had a thought and I've been having the thought, and you know what I do? I like to bring it to you. Maybe it sparks thought in you too. So there's a big shift I noticed, or maybe it's been around for a while and it's just new to me, as far as this, let's reframe that. One of the absolute biggest and most important commitment that we make in a grief recovery method class is emotional honesty, total honesty. And we're talking about emotional honesty. How did you feel about that? Well, that left me feeling unloved, or it left me feeling unwanted, or it left me feeling, like I wasn't good enough, or whatever. And so I see in social media, there's this big movement of, well, let's reframe that. And so we're like softening, from what I can gather, kind of softening the way that people are feeling by reframing it and using a different set of words. The feeling that the person has in their heart is generally the same, but the way that they're being coached to express it is different. And I just can't help but wonder, every time I hear this, I think, what difference does it make? Why? Why do we have to reframe it? Why do we have to say it in a way that's more pleasing to the person hearing it? Why do we have to soften it so that it doesn't seem as harsh? When the person speaking, for them, it generally feels harsh. Hence the reason they're using harsh words. Why are we asking people to soften or to change their truth, what's true for them, to make it more palatable for someone else? What if we all just learned to hear what someone is saying, hear that message, and use that as a magnifying glass to see into their heart and see the intensity of what they're really feeling, what it's like for them, giving them permission to truly be heard for their moment, versus deciding, that's a little rough for me. Can we reframe it? I'm just curious, where this movement is coming from and why. Why are we encouraging people to be less than honest? We already have such a difficulty in society for mainstream, not everyone suffers from this, but there's such a difficulty in society to be emotionally honest. I mean, ask someone how their day is, and I guarantee you, most of the time, they're just going to tell you the fact step by step of what they did, what they said, what happened, who said what went where. And it's just going to be a factual retelling versus a retelling of how they felt about each thing. Blah, blah, blah happened. This person stormed in my office and they did this. I felt really inadequate, or I felt, kind of put off and uncomfortable. There's generally no emotion in people's retellings of their day, because people are so disconnected from their own emotions. They generally don't even realize they're there. They feel them, but they have no idea the words to use or how to express them. So then they say, it was fine, it was good. I mean, at least I have a job, right? And they shut it down. They keep their emotions withheld, and they turn it around. So now the thing is, this has consequences. This, over time, going on and on and on, leaves us with a buildup of emotion. And that buildup is what leads to, that chronic stress, or that burnout, or the anxiety, or the depression. All the labels we use today, which we at the Grief Recovery Method know that those labels are often, words we use that keep us hidden from the true, deeper root of what's leading to those labels. And they keep us from really getting the accurate and adequate help that we need. So, if you are part of the reframing world, I would ask you to pause and reconsider, what is that about and why are you doing it? Versus just taking the truth of what someone says, letting it be what it is, and then maybe using some steps and tools to guide them through that emotion, and then that will soften it. Using different words is not what softens our heart on the inside, or the depth or intensity of our emotion, but correct and specific actions do. And so the Grief Recovery Method, we have some very correct and specific actions that are evidence-based, the only evidence-based ones in the world that are proven to help soften for real, change what you are feeling on the inside, and help you feel better. but just changing the way we label it is not what makes us feel better. So I'd like you to all think deeply about that. Think deeply, whether you're using it or teaching other people to use it, just be aware of what you're saying. And is it true, correct, and helpful? Is it helping the person become more in touch with themselves? Or just be more tolerable, sort of like Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar. Is it really just a spoonful of sugar helping someone's true emotion go down for me a little bit softer? I hope that gets you thinking, burning through some discussion. Share your thoughts in the comments. I always love to hear them. I love y'all. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.